Yeah. So look, I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film. Which director? Shout out to my homie F. Gary Gray, Antoine Foucault, what's up? Tarantino. It's a lot of legends. This is gonna be big, I can feel it. I'm just talking.
50 Cent has officially reached his breaking point with Lil Meech, sending a final warning after discovering $10 million allegedly missing from the BMF brand. And now, Rick Ross's name is being dragged into the scandal. According to sources close to the situation, 50 believes Lil Meech siphoned off funds through side deals and personal ventures, all while claiming loyalty to the legacy his father built. What's worse, insiders say some of those deals were reportedly brokered with help from Rick Ross's team, fueling rumors that Ross has been quietly working to pull Lil Meech away from 50's influence and into his own business circle. In a scathing Instagram post, 50 wrote,
"Oh man, Meech, bro, I don't know. Lil Meech, I ain't like his response. It seemed like he got a genuine kind of love for 50 on his response. But, you know, my response, nigga, that's my daddy. Nigga, let's go to war. And everything you, nigga, I don't know what Meech was on something. Nigga, that's my paw, nigga. Right, wrong, nigga, I don't.
You stole from your father's name, and now you're running with the op. Last warning, I built you, don't make me break you." The post immediately went viral, with fans speculating on a full-blown fallout between 50 Cent, Lil Meech, and Rick Ross. While neither Lil Meech nor Ross has responded publicly, the silence is only adding more fuel to the fire. With millions allegedly missing, alliances shifting, and the BMF empire hanging in the balance, 50 Cent is drawing a line in the sand, and the next move could spark a war. The long-standing relationship between 50 Cent and Big Meech hit a breaking point following Meech's release from prison, especially after public sightings linked him to Rick Ross.
My son, I ain't gonna go against this grain. That. I was like, damn, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, because after that thing came out, how Meech was talking all, you know, like, no. I'm with my dad, nigga, you know.
That single moment sent shockwaves through the entertainment world and disrupted long-standing alliances. Now, with Lil Meech caught squarely in the middle, the fallout is becoming harder to ignore. Initially, Lil Meech showed open support for 50 Cent, standing by him in interviews and public appearances, signaling where his loyalty stood. But that's no longer the case. Recent actions suggest that both father and son are leaning toward Rick Ross, signaling a shift in allegiance that could reshape future projects. So, what was the moment that turned everything upside down? 50 Cent publicly criticized Big Meech's parenting, accusing him of being a negative influence, particularly for allowing Lil Meech's reported drug use and reckless behavior to go unchecked.
Right, they don't even understand that you know, the way we grew up, you're supposed to spend no more than 10 or 20% of what you make.
That public statement struck a nerve and appeared to ignite a deeper conflict. In response, the Flannery family is reportedly preparing a media campaign of their own. According to circulating rumors, Big Meech and Lil Meech are teaming up with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather to launch a rival BMF series, possibly intended to compete directly with 50 Cent's established television brand. If true, this move signals not only defiance, but ambition to reclaim creative control of their legacy. However, the plan is raising concerns across the industry. Analysts and fans alike are warning that the Flannerys may find themselves used as pawns in a much larger game. There is growing speculation that Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather may have their own interests at the forefront: financial gain, strategic leverage, and media influence. Looking at the bigger picture, Big Meech is now openly challenging 50 Cent's use of the BMF name, marking a major turning point in their relationship.
Actually a business choice.
You can have some.
He was able to do it because, you know, like financially, I was supporting the idea, and I believe he could do it. He had moved to California and was working with acting coaches, and his dad didn't know that he was.
After 50 Cent fired off public criticism, Big Meech appeared ready to retaliate. The remarks about his parenting and the suggestion that he negatively influenced Lil Meech only raised the tension. Things escalated quickly after 50 Cent announced the end of his professional ties with Lil Meech and began hinting that the BMF series itself might be coming to a close. That move sent a strong message, one that didn't go unnoticed by fans or industry insiders. In response, Lil Meech reportedly made a direct attempt to patch things up. He met with 50 Cent, trying to smooth things over, and explained that the now viral image of Big Meech with Rick Ross wasn't about loyalty, it was business. Lil Meech explained through a message, "F Ross, but he gave my dad some bread so he can afford to pay his expenses until our new season starts. Dude, I don't get this online stuff. You do in fact know me." The message suggested that Lil Meech was caught in the middle and attempting to bridge the gap. But 50 Cent wasn't buying it. His cold reply questioned what the next season would even include, subtly implying that Lil Meech's role in BMF was already finished. In a follow-up comment, 50 turned to sarcasm, joking that since Lil Meech was done with BMF, he might soon show up on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. He even added, "Later today, I'll give Mona Scott a call on his behalf."
What's the best memory of 50 Cent?
Best memory of 50 Cent? Ever since I met 50 Cent, he's always been stand up and probably the most truthful person I've ever met.
Just being with him everywhere, seeing nice things all the time since I was born. So I always knew that he was doing something. I mean, I don't know, it could have been anything. So I had a fun child.
Yet, 50 didn't stop there. He went further by returning to the issue of parenting. This time, he pulled Rick Ross back into the spotlight. In a calculated move, 50 reposted an old video clip that allegedly showed Ross's daughter, Toy Roberts, spending time with Lil Meech. By resurfacing that footage, 50 appeared to be sending a direct message, framing both Big Meech and Rick Ross as questionable influences and using their family connections as part of his ongoing counterattack. This time, 50 Cent aimed to portray Rick Ross and Big Meech as examples of poor guidance and weak mentorship. The attacks weren't just about entertainment deals or online jabs. They were calculated, direct, and clearly designed to leave a lasting impact. And from the way things are unfolding, the conflict is far from over. With Big Meech reportedly standing his ground, 50 has only turned up the pressure. He shifted focus back onto Rick Ross, accusing him not just of current alliances, but of past neglect.
Charged me $200,000 just for this Cuban. This Cuban is like 1,100 grams. It's chunky, real big. I really can't have this on for longer than 3 or 4 hours. My neck started hurting. You know, you might find a regular Cuban for 50 or for 100 maybe, but you know, it's 200 just for a kilo.
What's the pendant for?
3, just for the pendant. Right here, this is Antarctica. This is the big boy. This is the scheme called it Antarctica. It's the chandelier. But I might have seen Bill DJ Khaled with this song. It's that big boy, you know.
How much is it worth?
$2 million.
50 questioned Ross's role during the years Big Meech was behind bars, calling out the fact that Ross hadn't done anything significant to support the Flenory family during that time. Despite now appearing to back Meech publicly, 50 challenged Ross's sincerity. His argument was sharp. If Ross truly cared, why didn't he invest in Lil Meech back then? Why didn't he provide resources like acting lessons or mentorship when it might have made a difference? Instead, 50 claimed Ross only showed up when Meech returned home, trying to link himself to a legacy already built. In one of his online posts, 50 stated, "None of your out and about people stepped in to help him. Big screech. Now you come home thinking you're some black Pablo Escobar." The statement was part insult, part reality check. Then came 50's biggest assertion that he was the one who held the family down while Big Meech was incarcerated. He said he gave Lil Meech a real platform, turning an opportunity into a serious career. And according to him, the results were substantial. I made over $5 million in real money for your family, 50 wrote. It's not my fault if it's all gone now. That claim sent shockwaves through the fan base. Some applauded 50 for being transparent about what he contributed. Others questioned whether cutting ties with Lil Meech over a business interaction was justified. The post reignited debate over loyalty, legacy, and whether 50's role was that of a mentor or simply a man running a business. Some industry voices and fans sided with 50 Cent, arguing he had every right to feel misled after years of financial support and career development. His efforts helped elevate the Flannery name, especially through the success of the BMF series. Many felt that his investment wasn't just business, it was personal responsibility, which made the fallout sting even more. Voices from the hip-hop world also began weighing in. One of the most notable reactions came from Boosie Badazz, who didn't hold back in addressing the drama. He specifically criticized Lil Meech's approach to the situation, suggesting that his response to 50 Cent lacked the necessary intensity. Boosie pointed to the tone of Lil Meech's message to 50, calling it overly casual and soft, especially after such public criticism of his father. Boosie stated that if it had been his own family, the reaction would have been far more forceful. When someone disrespects your father publicly, that changes the tone instantly, he said, emphasizing that loyalty should override business. But 50 Cent wasn't planning to stay quiet. In response to Boosie's comments, he doubled down, insisting that he had done more for Lil Meech than anyone else, even more than Big Meech himself. In a reposted clip from Boosie's interview, 50 added his own caption, "Boosie, that's why he answered that way. If he ever gets locked up, I'll be the first one he calls, that's facts." Then came another layer to the controversy. 50 Cent claimed that Lil Meech admitted to having whippets in his vehicle after vomiting during a weapons training session. Whippets, often associated with recreational inhalation, are the same gas found in compressed air canisters. 50 said he had to ask what they even were, shocked to discover the truth. Meanwhile, Lil Meech and Big Meech made a public move of their own. They were seen in Miami alongside Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather, two of 50 Cent's most notable rivals. The appearance raised eyebrows across the industry and signaled that the Flanneries were now aligning themselves with figures long seen as being in direct opposition to 50. To emphasize the shift in loyalty, Lil Meech posted images of himself with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather, accompanied by the phrase "real power," a not-so-subtle reference to 50 Cent's successful television franchise Power. The message was loud, calculated, and clearly aimed at signaling where new alliances were forming. Days later, Lil Meech added fuel to the fire with another cryptic Instagram post. While the caption was vague, the meaning was unmistakable. Lines have been drawn, and the board is set. In this ongoing feud, every move is being watched and dissected. However, there's a legal barrier that complicates the Flanneries' next steps. If Rick Ross and Lil Meech plan to move forward with their own BMF film or television project, they would need clearance from 50 Cent. As the current rights holder through G-Unit Film and Television, 50 holds control over the brand's narrative direction. Despite the fallout, TMZ recently confirmed that G-Unit Film and Television is actively working to expand the BMF universe. One of the company's upcoming projects is said to focus on Tammy Cowens, a key figure behind the scenes during the rise of the Black Mafia family. That production, if successful, could cement 50's control over the franchise even further. Meanwhile, fan support is increasingly shifting in 50 Cent's favor. Both industry insiders and viewers are expressing frustration toward Lil Meech, suggesting he may have squandered a rare opportunity to represent one of the most iconic figures in modern crime television. The backlash isn't just about business moves. It's about how the role was handled and what was lost in the process. According to multiple sources, Lil Meech reportedly spent through his BMF earnings at a rapid pace. Millions were allegedly funneled into high-end fashion, expensive watches, luxury vehicles, and a fast living lifestyle, with little focus on savings or long-term investments. One insider described it as a classic example of short-term fame overwhelming long-term planning. As the story continues to unfold, one truth remains. While some are moving with emotion, others are playing a much longer game, one backed by contracts, ownership, and control of legacy. The situation surrounding Lil Meech's spending habits intensified once those choices became public. Social media posts showed him regularly flaunting luxury items, most notably custom Chrome Hearts jeans and an iced-out watch reportedly worth $2 million. These displays of wealth quickly drew criticism from fans and industry voices who argued that the consequences of such reckless spending outweighed any benefit from the attention. The future of the BMF brand is now under a cloud of uncertainty, with speculation growing about how shifting alliances and personal decisions could permanently impact its direction. While the brand once stood as a symbol of power and loyalty, these recent developments are forcing many to reassess where it truly stands. Current insider reports estimate that Lil Meech spent nearly $5 million on designer clothing, luxury vehicles, and high-end jewelry, with no visible efforts to make investments or secure long-term financial stability. This figure is seen as alarming by many who were once closely aligned with the project. Tony Yayo, one of 50 Cent's longtime collaborators, didn't hold back when sharing his thoughts. He claimed that Lil Meech was beginning to act with a sense of entitlement, even reaching out to artists like Lil Baby to help pay Big Meech's bills, despite reportedly dropping $100,000 on a single pair of designer pants. Yayo emphasized the contradiction between public displays of wealth and behind-the-scenes financial pleas. He stated that Lil Meech was consistently asking for assistance while simultaneously showcasing a lifestyle few could sustain. The disconnect became a topic of concern not only within the BMF team, but also among those watching the project's inner workings unfold. Adding to the complexity is Lil Meech's own past admission, acknowledging that before working with 50 Cent, he felt directionless and uncertain about his path. That confession once inspired sympathy and admiration, but now serves as a reminder of what was gained and what might soon be lost. As scrutiny grows and questions pile up, one truth is becoming harder to ignore. The line between real legacy and fleeting fame is thinner than ever. As the fallout continues, the real concern now turns toward the Splintering legacy, a name once synonymous with discipline, influence, and structure. With the BMF brand now entangled in online drama, fractured alliances, and public disputes, many observers are asking whether the core message has been lost along the way. What was once a tightly controlled operation rooted in power and loyalty has now spilled into unpredictable territory. Social media is no longer a tool for promotion. It's become the battleground where reputations rise or collapse. And as Lil Meech continues to align himself with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather, the perception of control over BMF's direction has started to splinter. Behind the scenes, industry executives are reportedly cautious about investing further into the BMF television brand until the dust settles. Advertisers and partners are quietly monitoring how the story develops, aware that any misstep could impact how the brand is received by the broader public. The instability is raising concerns not just about content, but about leadership, messaging, and credibility. Meanwhile, 50 Cent shows no signs of slowing down. Despite the tension with the Flannery family, he's moving forward with new BMF-linked projects, using the momentum to deepen his grip on the narrative. He's expanding beyond the original story, signaling that BMF, as a television property, won't depend solely on Lil Meech's involvement going forward. There's also talk of bringing in new characters, shifting the storyline's focus, and re-establishing the project's foundation on broader themes: loyalty, betrayal, and power struggles within organized crime. If executed well, it could reshape the public's understanding of the BMF universe, without relying on the family at its center. At the core of all this is one pivotal question: can the original message of BMF survive the internal chaos? Or will personal decisions and public missteps cause irreversible damage to one of the most iconic narratives in modern crime culture? As contracts shift, alliances evolve, and new players enter the scene, what happens next may define not only the brand's future, but the lasting reputation of everyone tied to it. Uncertain and caught between rising pressure and missed opportunities, Lil Meech's current position says a lot. After seeing his potential early on, 50 Cent personally invested in his future, paying out of pocket for 2 full years of professional acting classes. That kind of mentorship is rare in the entertainment world. It wasn't required, but 50 did it anyway, believing that Lil Meech could carry the weight of the BMF legacy on screen. Now, as the situation grows more tense, many are questioning whether these recent moves, aligning with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather, are part of a calculated plan to reclaim control or simply acts of retaliation disguised as strategy. In the background, industry executives continue watching every development, because at the end of the day, the business side determines what gets funded, filmed, and distributed. Regardless of the headlines, it's the stability and leadership behind the scenes that shape whether projects succeed or collapse. So here's the question. Was 50 Cent wrong for accusing Big Meech of being a negative influence? Or did he simply call out behavior that could threaten everything they've built? And what about this new alliance? Is it a bold business pivot or a high-risk move with unclear consequences? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss the next deep dive. This story is far from over. See you in the next one.